I'm Gnosis. Welcome to your daily tarot reading for the 8th of March 2021. The High Priestess, Queen of Wands, the Hermit, Page of Swords, and Death. In your first position, you have the High Priestess, representing your current situation. There's something that you want to know, but you do not have access to the information. Maybe somebody is withholding some crucial information from you. Perhaps there's some aspect of your life that isn't making sense, and you are just desperately trying to fill in the gaps. This current situation is a real source of mystery for you, possibly frustration. You have the Queen of Wands in your consciousness. It may be that the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands here represent business or work opportunity. Maybe the Queen of Wands here represents you, or maybe even the person who's going to be deciding whether you get that job or business contract. I'm thinking it may be that you rely on somebody to make decisions for you. And in that scenario, it would make sense that you were feeling uncomfortable. For some people, ignorance is bliss, and yet for others, not knowing something can be a great source of anxiety for them. If we know our fate, then at least to some degree we can accept it, or we can prepare ourselves for it. But if we don't know, then sometimes our imagination can take over and think the worst instead of the more likely. Always fascinating when a person has the Hermit in their unconscious. The Hermit is all about seeking, looking within oneself for answers. And symbolically, at least, this strength would come from our unconscious, from the aspect of our psyche that watches and remembers, even remembering our emotional responses. So we are ignoring our guiding light, our inner light, in favour of some outside external source. It could be that the High Priestess or the Queen of Wands here represent a charismatic leader whom you look to for emotional or spiritual advice. And I think what this spread is telling us here is that we really need to start asking ourselves what we want. Maybe we have more wisdom than we might suspect, yet we lack the confidence or the courage to put that wisdom into action, to live by it. Page of Swords in your near future, opposite the Queen of Wands here. Page of Swords about ideas, about control. They are facing each other in this spread. It may even be that there's a maternal relationship here, a mother and son sort of dynamic. Maybe the Page of Swords represents somebody coming into your life to show you a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking about the world. Or it may be that you are represented by the Page of Swords here, and you are striking out on your own. You finally began to trust your inner voice, and here you are, ready to win and ready to lose on your own back. At the end of your reading, you have the Death card. All things must come to an end. The Death card here represents the end of the frustration that was embodied by the High Priestess. An end to ignorance, an end to not knowing, an end to helplessness. No longer suffering in ignorance, but liberated by our unconscious. So that's your daily tarot reading for the 8th of March 2021. I'm Gnosis. Please join me for more tarot readings.